I was an obese child, as I was telling you, and then my mom was like really keen on getting me to start a sport. So out of about 3 sports that I tried, rowing was like the only one that I really liked, and then I continued it. So I started rowing for Muses College, and afterwards, for Muses College, I rowed 2 LCMCs and a lot of national championships. But I truly improved once I moved to AIS, where I rode a scull mainly, and it was mostly training all alone and putting in a lot of effort alone, and the mental strength and all that was like improved to a great extent. And once I was done with school, I continued to row for Colombo Rowing Club, and while I actually managed my university studies, I kept on rowing for rowing club. But in 2014, one of my biggest achievements I consider is being able to represent Sri Lanka at the second Summer Youth Olympic Games as the first young ambassador of Sri Lanka. Also, some of the best races abroad would be my 2013 Nationals, where I rode the Open Single Scull and the Open Double Scull, which where I won gold, and we ended up winning the overall. And my best Madras Colombo, well, I have 2 now, I used to have 1, was in 2012 when I rode, that was actually my first Madras Colombo, where I rode the single scull as well as the double scull, and we won both. And this year, we just finished Madras Colombo like last week. I rode the pair as well as the 4, and the girls managed to have a white wash this year. And the men's also we won overall. I was appointed in July as the first female captain of CRC in the 155-year history. It's a great honor. It's a lot of work, but I'm managing it with work, and I feel like it's improving me as a person. Not only am I like helping the club in improving the sport, but also it's giving me it's helping me back by improving my interpersonal skills and helping me be a better version of myself. Last year I was vice captain and also a committee member. So usually in the committee there's always been gentlemen in the committee, but last year I was the first female to sit at the committee as well as the first female vice captain as well. I guess it's a big deal that I get a seat at the table. But I think in terms of doing the job, I don't think gender really plays a huge role in it. I think as a person, your personality and how you carry yourself and how you conduct everything in the rowing aspect at the club, I think can be done by whoever who's capable of it. During my captaincy, my biggest goal is to ensure that athletes who leave school actually continue the sport and not give up the sport right after they finish their schooling career, because I feel like we lose out on a lot of talented athletes because of that. My second goal is to actually make sure that my previous captain started this idea where he wanted to have a rowing league. So I want to make sure that it actually happens. The whole concept of the rowing league is to ensure that institutions that row for rowing club have enough competition amongst them, because right now we have only 3 main regattas, which is the Royal Thomaian, the LCMC regatta and the Inter-University regatta. So we also have way more institutes that currently start for a bit and drop off because they don't have the motivation or the enthusiasm. But I feel like from the rowing league, since everyone would be racing each other, this would motivate more institutes to join rowing as well as increase the number of athletes that they have and continue the sport and take it to the next level.